to sing of Jesus has power to heal. One thing I just am really thankful for is that I have talked to people who've been healed. Like God has healed their heart. And I'm guessing there's people, a lot of people actually in this meeting who've been healed in ways that the rest of us wouldn't even know about. And one of the reasons for that is a lot of times the wounds that are in our hearts are private, and they're and the work that God does in our hearts through faith is a sacred work, and it isn't one that we feel should just be said, should be shared carelessly. Right? And it's one that we don't feel like we should share in any way that would make us look like to elevate us. And you know, sometimes I think, well, wasn't that interesting that Jesus, sometimes he healed people and he told them not to share it, told them not to tell people, and so that means that there's a lot. There were people that were healed that nobody knew about, and I know that that's true today too, because of the sacred interaction that has happened between people who've been wounded and the Lord. And in coming to him and bringing everything that was in their heart to him, he's done a miracle. And like I said, I'm thankful I've heard stories like that. And yet the stories that I've heard are not ones that get spoken very often or very loud, because the people, they don't want to be elevated. It's just a very personal, sacred thing. And I don't know what all was going on that Jesus didn't want people to tell their stories. But the one thing I know is he didn't trust them with those stories. Can you imagine these amazing stories of healing? And Jesus didn't feel like he could tell people about it, or that they should tell other people about it. And maybe it was because unbelievers would actually mock and like try to tear down this work. And it's like Jesus says, you don't cast your pearls before swine. And because they'll like rend you and turn again, or turn again and rend you, and it's like, no, these are really, really personal, sacred things that keep me anchored in my faith, and I'm happy just to have it that way. And one thing I feel is, one thing I'm glad about is that even though Jesus didn't want some of those things shared with other people, he chose to share them with us, so that we could understand that he heals hearts. And we need to believe in the power of God to heal hearts. We need to believe that when we're praying. We need to believe that when we're dealing with the things that are in our heart. There's sometimes we're dealing with some really heavy stuff, and it's easy to just approach it in ways that doesn't bring healing. We need Jesus. And because God has the power to heal, Jesus has the power to heal our hearts. And there's no one else that does. If I lean on my own understandings, I can guarantee you it's never going to bring any healing. But if I trust in the Lord with all of my heart, and I bring him all the pieces, all the parts, all the whatever, the wounds, the pain, he will heal our hearts. And I believe that. I've seen it. I've had it happen. I thank God for that. And there's no substitute for that. There's no other source of healing hearts. I love that lady that had that issue of blood it talks about in the Bible, and she had just wasted everything. It's just like she just given all of her time and money and hopes to what the musings of men, like a people, like what people could do for her. And she got worse and worse. And then she had this faith, and she began to believe, Jesus can heal me. He can heal me. And if I can just get in his presence, like if I can just touch the hem of his garment, then I am going to be healed. And I believe that same healing power for people's hearts is here today. And if we have it in our heart, that I just want to get close enough to Jesus, that my heart changes, like he makes it new, that he takes care of the wounds and the pain that are there, or the confusion, whatever it is in our heart, that it's just like our own understanding it just makes it more and more confusing and mixed up, and the problem is bigger. But if we can just come in faith, in that we believe in the power of Jesus to heal our hearts. And we come, it's just like, if I can just get close enough, and that is our goal, to get close enough to Jesus that he can actually change our heart, and that will happen.